Good morning. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being with me, and thank you so much for all of your sweet comments and messages and phone calls and text messages. It has been so nice to read them all. So thank you very much. And I hope you guys are having fun learning at home, and I miss you all very much. So let's get started. Here we go. Day 2, and we are continuing with the letter E. And today I usually start with kind of a more fun hands-on project with the letter E. So today is E is for Elmo. So kind of the same routine as yesterday. I like to start it with some kind of active music and movement. So try one of those letter E YouTube videos and dance around and be silly and kind of practice that letter E, and then it makes the sound eh. And I am going to try to get a video posted shortly after this one of the whole alphabet with all of the letter sounds, so you can see all of the movements that we make for all of the letters for when you're practicing at home. So be ready for that one. So the paper they're going to do today is the E is for Elmo paper. So the first thing is to color your paper red, or the E red, sorry. And then down on the bottom is a spot for them to write their letter E's. So we're going to start with a straight line down, a line on the top, a little line in the middle, and a line on the bottom. All right, and then for the older kids, I'll even ask them to trace it, write it, trace it, write it. So they're gonna practice tracing it and then writing it themselves. If they're not quite ready for that, or they feel stressed about it, that's okay. Just see if they can trace the letters. Now, some of the kids, their fine motor skills, these are little E's. I should have made them a little bit bigger. But since they are small, if their fine motor skills are not allowing them to perfectly trace the lines, that's fine. A lot of my kids in this seedling class just kind of scribble on it, but at least they're getting that idea of trying to stay on the lines and form that letter, so that's okay. So don't freak out if they do that. And then the last part is their name, and I have been pushing really hard that all the kids write their name. I ask them to write it like a kindergartner, which means they have a capital letter at the first of their name, and then the rest of their letters are lowercase to be ready for kindergarten. But you can do that. Then after they've finished that, we get to do the gluing of all the fun pieces. So we're gonna turn our letter E into Elmo. So the first thing is to glue on our cute little Elmo eyes. So that's this little thing that you had in your packet. And make him, and I always tell the kids I love googly eyes. So here, we're gonna give him some cute little googly eyes. And then we need our cute little Elmo nose. And last, our cute little Elmo mouth. And there you have it. E is for Elmo. All right. So then moving on, once you're done with your letter for the day, and I kind of mentioned in your parent packet for a lot of the older kids, on the back of your Elmo paper, I usually have them practice those words that have E in them. So they're called CVC words. So if you want to just search in Google, you can say the letter E CVC words, and it should pop up thousands of examples for you. So see if they can write the word like pen, or bed, or men. So try to see how many of those words they can do to practice. And that E sound is really hard to hear, so they might need a little help with that, but that's okay, good practice. So then moving on, I am also going to put up a blog post on our website, roomtobloompreschool.com, and I'm going to list out all of my favorite songs with the links to YouTube of the songs that we use most often. And I'm also going to post our graduation songs, and hopefully we don't have to do graduation on Skype or something, but hopefully we'll be able to do it in person. And I thought maybe I'd send you those so they can start maybe hearing them. You could even just play it, let them listen to them in the background. Like sometimes when they're just playing or doing centers, I'll put these songs on just so they can kind of hear them. So I'll post those for you as well, so you have those to start practicing. But anyways, moving on to the number 5 is our number today that we're reviewing. So this is a paper that should be in your packet. Now, the number 5 is a very important number to preschool and pre-K kiddos. It's kind of like a milestone in numbers. So our big focus is 5. It's something that they will carry with them into kindergarten and will even need, if they have a good solid foundation and understanding the concept of 5, like its quantity, how you can manipulate it, what you can do with it, add and subtract within 5, all of those things are going to set a great foundation for them moving forward into even like 2nd grade. They're going to need these skills. And 3rd grade, when they start doing multiplication and division, if they have a good solid number sense, they'll be set forever. So I need your help to set this good number sense. I'm also going to have another little video posted that'll talk about how to kind of play with those number sense ideas and subitizing and what you guys can do when playing with objects. But on your number 5 paper, the first thing you're gonna do is the same thing as yesterday. We're gonna color, do all the parts, and kind of going back to that idea of how important the concept of 5 is that we want them to start to see when they color like the rectangles, that they see that they have a set of 5, that they colored the whole top row 5, or in their 10 frame when they're coloring, that they see that they have that set of 5. And that when they're gluing or creating their things, talk to them a little bit about that being organized in math, that they don't want just their crazy 5 things everywhere. We want to try to see if we can kind of encourage them to make that set of 5. For when we move on to 6, they're going to see that 6 is 5 and 1, and 7 is 5 and 2. And we want them to start to see that set of 5, because in kindergarten, they're going to start to see a set of 10. So if they really understand that set of 5, seeing a set of 10 is going to be really easy for them, because they'll see 5 and 5, 10, and start to be able to say 10 and 7 is 17. So that's why we want to start to set this foundation of that set of 5. So the same is on, once they put in their set and draw their objects, then they can be done with this paper. If you want to, on the back, sometimes I ask them to draw extra things, like, can you show me 5 objects? Can you show me 6 objects or 2? Or can you draw 4 and add 2 more, or things like that. So there's a lot of fun stuff you can do on the back just to add a little extra learning. Or our favorite is gummy bears. And don't worry, Mr. Ben has not eaten them yet. He usually finds our gummy bears, but I hid this package. So next week in your packets, you guys, I'm gonna put some gummy bears in there. But our favorite way to play with, like in the video you'll see, I like to use gummy bears. So, or a cereal or some goldfish, something fun for them when you're doing your math. But you can also use anything between, you know, rocks, Legos, magnet tiles, whatever you get your hands on, you can use. I mean, go through your refrigerator, use carrot sticks. But anyway, so there's some fun ideas for you with math. The last part is we introduced syllables the other day. So for the big kids, I don't believe I put this in the seedlings packet. So if you don't have one of these, I just didn't know if it was quite appropriate yet for your kiddos to do it. It doesn't mean you can't play with it at home and do some of the syllable songs on YouTube, or if you have ABC Mouse, all of that stuff you can still totally do, but I just didn't do the paper for the seedlings group. So for sprouts, I did add this one in. And when we talk about syllables, I try to tell them that you're listening for the beat in a word. We're not listening for sounds, which gets a little confusing because we've been trying to get them to listen to the sounds in all those CVC words, those 3 sound words like n, sun. It has 3 sounds, but it only has 1 beat, sun. So I like to sing the song Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars. I feel like it makes the most sense for adults as well, that if we said twinkle, twinkle, little star, you're clapping on the beats, you're also clapping the syllables of the words. So that's kind of the difference between the two. So I try to tell them that we don't clap t, w, in, k, o. Then that would be forever. You'd be clapping too much in a song. So we talk about when we do syllables, we're just trying to hear the beats of the word, and it kind of helps them start to understand the idea of like chunking a word apart. So when they get into spelling and reading and writing and all of those things, these are all skills that are going to help them kind of be that great background knowledge. So on their paper, hopefully they can do this by themselves. These are all just 1 and 2 syllable objects. So we have dog, apple, house, pencil, bus, monkey, bone, fish, pumpkin. If they do come up with different words, like if they say home, then that's totally fine. Like you can let them go with, sometimes we've had some confusing ones where they've come up with one that has a different amount of syllables, and if they say a word and they get the right number of syllables in that word, that doesn't matter, whatever they do. But name and see, challenge them to see if they can do this whole paper by themselves without help. If they can't, please step in and try to help encourage them and clap it out. You can clap it, you can stomp it, you can pat it, you can, head bobs, like there's all sorts of crazy silly stuff that we do to try to get them to understand that words have beats in them. So that is syllables, and then we will also do a frog craft. So hang out with me. I know this is a long video. So I wanted to show you our cute little jumpy frog, because we are going to start learning about frogs now that St. Patrick's Day is over. So kind of our introduction to frogs. I'll try to also add in there, if I can find them, some of our cute videos to kind of have them start learning about frogs. So I'll give that to you. And then some of my favorite stories are the wide mouth frog, and I know they've got a lot of those on YouTube where you can hear that book being read. So go look for the wide mouth frog. It's really cute. But you're gonna need your green paper, and we're gonna add some cute little googly eyes again. So you need your 2 little white circles. And you're gonna add those. Try to do it real quick for you here so you can see what he looks like. And then on this, please let it be silly. It's just for them and for you. It doesn't have to be perfect in any way. So here's our little wide mouth frog. He's got the 2 white parts and the 2 black to make his googly eyes and his wide mouth frog. So there's that. And then you'll also need your 2 long pieces. So here comes in some of that fine motor skills. So this is really hard for them. You can either have them do 2 at a time or 1 at a time, but we're going to make bouncy legs. So they're gonna take their paper and we're gonna fold it kind of like an accordion. So it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and back until you're done. And then it should spring out and you have little cute bouncy legs. So then I always tell the kids to turn it over, and at the bottom, you're gonna add your 2 little dots of glue, and we put on our legs, and we count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there you have your cute little hoppy wide mouth frog. But I hope you all have a fabulous Wednesday, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.